What's good, y'all? It is Friday, and if it's Friday, that means it's your chance to be heard on Audible Sports Podcast, where sports meets life and culture. I am half of the dynamic duo that is Bobby G and Wildcard Mar. What's happening, Brody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I'm feeling good, feeling great. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, my brother. And you already know what it is. It's Friday. It's Audible Friday. Everybody, come on in. It's gonna be heard. Let's get it.
There you go. We got a good show for you. But before we get into all of that, y'all know how we do. Please follow the instructions on your screen. Go ahead, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. And turn the notifications on so you know the next time which you can be heard on Audible, which is every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I always want to say specific. Specifically 4 p.m. But, before we get into that, as always, we bring you the rundown. So we're talking about today pretty easy. Something happened this week, and it just got my wheels to turn and my gears to turn and whatnot. And domestic violence in sports. There's always a divide when something like this happens. You have the fanatics. As everybody knows, the word fan comp is short for fanatics. You have the fanatics who kind of don't really care one way or the other. They just want to see their favorite athletes on the field or on the court. But there's a side to that we really never touch on, and I tried to address it, but couldn't. Maybe next time. Uh, the other side to that, uh, the female side, like and I know there are female fans of sports. I wanted to try and connect with that side to see, because that's a different angle, and I really can't see it from that angle. So, but we're gonna talk about it because that's what we do on Audible. Y'all know us by now, and of course we're gonna. Since the NFL is kicking off, preseason started last week, and we got three more to go before the season actually kicks off. It's September 5th in your town, KC, Ravens and Chiefs, Thursday night. We're
Yeah,
gonna
bro.
preview.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Start our previews, and we're gonna start with the NFC this week. Next week we'll do the AFC, and the following week we will get into our playoff predictions. All right, but y'all know how we do it, man. Before we get into all of that fancy stuff, we come with our shout outs,
Yeah.
and honorable mentions. Man, what you got for the folks, man?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna shout out Jordan Childs, man. I think it's a huge injustice that they doing to her, taking her bronze medal away. Um, because here's the thing, you can't take away what I saw. I saw her performed
Right,
very admirably in the Olympics, and she earned that bronze medal. And I just hate that it's getting taken away over some technicalities that had absolutely nothing to do with her and her performance. Had absolutely nothing to do with her performance. She did her job. She's been busting her ass for the last few years to even make the team, and she busted her ass
right,
in the year. So I think it's a huge injustice um, that the Olympic Committee and whatever the governing body that handles these situations, they got to do better with this situation and find a way to not punish the athletes for something that is technically out of their control. So
absolutely.
and the situation is kind of weird to even explain as a sports fan to other people who not are familiar with the situation, because I don't even think most people even understand how a person is just getting stripped of something that has absolutely nothing to do with them. But I'm gonna still shout out Jordan Childs because you did your damn thing, and what I saw can't be erased in my mental is and is almost kind of similar to trying to make us erase the memory of what we saw with Reggie Bush and you took his Heisman away. Almost kind of
Right,
same line. Obviously, it's different technicalities and rules with the situations that differ, but
right.
that's what it reminds me of. But I'm gonna still shout you out, Jordan. You did your thing. You're still a Olympic bronze medalist, in my opinion, in my eyes. You did no wrong. You did what all athletes did. You showed up, you showed out, and you performed very admirably. So I'm still rocking with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, cosign everything you said. Like, uh, she better send a letter to them folks talking about y'all can hawk two on that thing. I'm keeping my bronze. What you mean? You mean?
Rock of me.
You mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, real talk,
See.
man. She, I been away.
Right. And grinding for 4 years. Not only have I grinded for 4 years, I've grinded for 4 years on the same team with somebody I know I can't beat. So I already know I'm going for number 2 at best. And I get right. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
For real,
I'm over
man.
here watching this chick, General. Forget moves. They done named it. She's had moves named after her, and I'm competing with this person. Yeah. I know I'm going for number 2 for a fact because she gonna kill it.
Big fact.
And basically, even my bronze medal really is a silver because the person that
talk about
because
it.
really, yeah, the silver person got gold because Simone Biles is in her own category.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But yeah, shout out to the young lady. She definitely did her thing. And yeah, Olympic Committee, man, just so many, man, how did they get it wrong so many times? And so much of this stuff. Every Olympics is some kind of controversy like this. Like I was introduced to the Olympics in controversy. I mean, first Olympics in my memory that I watched as a kid was Roy Jones, and when he got robbed of the gold medal in boxing. It's like that's my first memory of the Olympics, and so it's we gotta do something. We gotta do better.
Yeah, somehow shake.
Yeah. For me, early shout outs to the NBA.
Drop the schedule.
Yeah, schedule release yesterday, and as a matter of fact, yeah, right there. Shout out to the NBA. They've followed the NBA in so many things. They've now followed in making their schedule release a big event. Of course, it was broadcast on the NBA Today. NBA Today on ESPN yesterday. You know, full event. And but to be fair, there's so much more going on in the NBA now. You got play-in, playoff tournaments, mid-season You know, the NBA is really, they got genius marketing people. Genius marketing people. But so just to highlight, like I said, you got the play-in tournament. A couple of the TV games highlight. You got Knicks, Sixers, some good matchups in that play-in. I'm looking forward to watching that Grizzlies Warriors games because my boy is gonna be back this season, Ja, and I think he'll be in the MVP discussions because when he's on that team, we've seen what they can be. And when he ain't on that team, we see what they could be. But to be fair, they had other injuries as well. Of course, my Cavs, couple games. Some good matchups. Cavs Hawks, one of the matchups that'll be televised, which brings me to a reason a lot of people were disappointed in the NBA schedule release. This is the scheduled games for MLK Day, and there's a notable absence. The Atlanta Hawks. Martin Luther King's from Atlanta. The Atlanta Hawks have always played on MLK Day, and they're just absent. And a lot of people were upset. But what I know that a lot of people don't know is I just mentioned how the NBA execs, they got some genius marketers up there. What a lot of people don't realize is the college football national championship is the exact same day. And it's being played in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, so they can't compete
right.
with that.
Why? It's going to be difficult to get the TV ratings. It's definitely going to be difficult to get the attendance. Well, attendance could not be an issue because I'm going to take that back. University of Georgia very well could be in that game. So I'll take that back. Attendance could be an issue. I was going to make a joke about there ain't no team from Georgia. But, hey, them Bulldogs.
Yeah, they something serious, bro.
Yeah, they could be in it. So, and it might as well. What a lot of people, other people don't realize is the leagues actually do try and make it convenient for the cities. Remember a few years ago, after the Ravens won the Super Bowl, and as we all know, Super Bowl champion gets that first Thursday night game at home. It's quote unquote ring night for the NFL, even though they don't hand out the rings. Banner night, they do raise the banner. But remember, they moved the Ravens game from Baltimore to Denver because the Baltimore Orioles played the same day, and they, conflicts in parking and maneuvering around. So the leagues actually do come together and they discuss these things and they try and work them out. So all those people upset that the Hawks aren't playing on MLK Day, it wasn't into they'll be back next season. But this season, just a scheduling conflict, and the NBA made the smart decision of basically gracefully bowing out. They have other big dates, to worry about them. And to be fair, the Hawks ain't the Lakers or the Celtics or the Warriors.
I say, let's be honest.
Right. Let's come on. It's the Hawks, bro. Better Georgia. Shout out to Allen. Was that there, Brody?
Allen,
yeah, it's the Hawks. Trey Young ain't LeBron or Steph or Luka. But yeah, the game MLK games. Hornets mad. That might be a snoozer, but that Memphis Timberwolves looking for that, and of course Boston Warriors should be a good one. So shout out to the NBA. Shout out to for the schedule release. Hey, the NBA is exciting. What up next?
He already talked his milk. He talking about horns down.
Allen is a notorious Oklahoma fan, and I say Oklahoma because everything Oklahoma. He's a huge Thunder guy, huge Boomers, Sooner Boomer, Boomer Sooner. I don't know how you say it. Get me right there, Allen. Don't mention a specific player in the NBA who wears the number 35, about 6'10", real lanky. Don't talk about that guy to Allen here. He ain't trying to hear it. But and there you go, Boomer Sooner. There we go. And since he is one of those people, since he's from the state, that is this is unfortunate they don't have a professional team. He's allowed to root for whoever he wants. He chose to be a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. For so many teams you could have picked Allen, but I mean it's the closest team. I get it. They're probably on TV 3 times a day where you live. And actually we're gonna talk about it today because today is all about the NFL. Like I said, we're gonna get to talking about the NFC, but before we hit that, something happened. Y'all know me, I'm a Cleveland fan. Unfortunately, it did happen to my team. We had a player who's involved in a domestic dispute. Won't get into all of the allegations, and yes, I use the word allegations because the case has not been settled, still going through the legal process. The script, the what I hear of the incident was terrible. There was a weapon brandished, gun, reportedly, and allegedly, his current fiance dragged her down the driveway to get her, and there's bruises on her arms. Did not physically punch her or smack her, so I mean, for what it's worth, there's that. But still, in a situation that started over, I guess they have a child together, and then she has a child with someone else. Reportedly, she asked, and the Cowboys are always on. It's that zone. Jerry Jones took over the middle of America. But reportedly, she had asked Mr. Hall for a couple dollars. Her child was having some dental issues. About $1,500 is the report. He then in turn asked her why to ask the child's father. She stated she did. Even showed him communication on her phone where they kind of worked, where she asked, "Hey, you got this? I don't have it right now. Whatever have you, whatever the messages said." And he took this opportunity to take her phone and kind of go a little bit further through. It was not reported what he found.
Mm.
But
But
whatever he found,
it went left.
it went left.
Mm.
And I guess in turn, she tried to go through his phone, which he was not having it. Leads to a huge argument. Uh, like I said, apparently the result was him asking her to leave the home, to which obviously she's refusing. He took some of her belongings, threw them out the door. Like we've seen this before, we know how it goes. And when she refused to leave, he physically took her out of the home. Like I said, which led to him dragging her down the driveway. Obviously, the police were called. By the time police arrived, he had fled the home. He did, however, turn himself in the next morning. So he voluntarily turned himself in. He went to court. I think his court date is scheduled for um, September 10th, which is the Tuesday after week one. So it's obviously he's a member of the Cleveland Browns. The Browns play Sunday on September 8th. His court date is for the 10th, which leads to the discussion I want to have. Like we've seen this play out, and it's more than NFL. I don't want to lock it in like it's just an NFL issue. The original discussion was domestic violence in sports, because we've seen, I mean, athletes of all kinds. I think probably the most famous case is, for my UFC fans, let me know if I'm wrong. What was dude's name? The Machine. He was in a relationship with the adult film star, and bro, what he did to her was just insane. I can't
Tito
remember the
Ortiz.
name.
Tito
Was it him?
Ortiz.
Was it him?
Yeah, he's had some issues with, and when he said adult film star, I think it was him. I think he was messing with Jenna Jameson or something like that. And
No, not Jen James, because I remember her name.
and I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at Bobby G's like, oh no, I will
Nah,
remember.
I would remember her name. Nah, there it is, War Machine. And the young lady's name is Christy Mack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with her
But
work.
his name, uh, Kane Carrizosa is his name.
Okay.
His nickname was War Machine. But yeah, if man, I don't remember him as a person, but I remember that incident, and I remember seeing photos of he almost killed this young lady, and obviously he was put in prison. His case resulted in him going to prison. But there are a lot of cases where, go ahead.
No, I'm saying his case was probably pretty much open and shut. Like, yeah, Brad. Like,
Yeah,
he down.
yeah. I'm saying if you just look up the pictures of like what he did to her, you like it's yeah, bro. You should be under the jail.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Like, yeah. Uh,
Like,
but like I say, a lot of cases don't end like that. A lot of cases, um, in the NBA, this guy may be on the court the next night or the same night, depending
Miles
on the time of day. Yeah, Miles Bridges was he wasn't on the court the next day, but he was just indefinitely suspended, which turned out to be the rest of that season, which was not the 23-24 season, but the 22-23 season. He was back last season, and hell, this summer, I think signed a new extension, right?
yeah. As a matter
Got
of fact,
paid.
he was coveted by a lot of franchises.
Yeah, got paid.
Yeah.
And you hear the things that happen in that situation. It's like, bro. And I think probably the most confusing, or maybe the worst of the worst. No, not the worst second, but what's the guy? The Cowboy. Alan, help me out. Hardy.
Oh, Greg Hardy.
Yeah, this dude pulled out an arsenal on his lady.
Yeah.
Like, I will kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was,
yeah, he went crazy, bro.
yeah, and was released and picked up and quit, and now he's in the UFC.
Getting his ass knocked out. Yeah, he ain't doing too good in MMA. So.
Yeah, I can see it. Dudes in there like Pac and Poetic Justice. Hit a man. You ain't tough. Hit a man.
hmm
But it just like what is should somebody's livelihood be taken away for this reason? There's all kinds of. I mean, there's drugs. Like, bro, you can get a lifetime ban from gambling.
Yeah,
That's kind of a victimless crime.
pretty much.
I mean, if you want to call the sports books victims, be my guest. They count money hand over fist. I'm not shedding a tear for any of them losing money, and I live in Vegas.
Not one.
But you can get Pete Rose banned for life from his sport. The Porters recently in the NBA banned for life for their role in the gambling scheme, and he sits the bench.
hmm
Gene Star, but banned for life either way. Most famous person recently, Donald Sterling, had his team taken away for using for being a racist
Yeah.
and verbally being around. I say verbally because he had black athletes on his team that he was paying. Uh, he was known to be a slumlord. That's neither here nor there. But he didn't physically harm anybody. He didn't cheat anybody out of money. He basically just said what was on his mind and got his franchise taken away and banned from the NBA. Miles Bridges still playing.
hmm
Make it make sense. Like in the NFL, numerous examples. Um, I don't want to say what I was about to say because it will hurt so many people's spirit. But we talk about that off air. It will hurt so many people's soul if I say what I was going to say.
Oh man, I was gonna tell you let it rip, dog.
No, I can't. I can't. And this is like that conversation we had off air. If I was on that juice, it would have came out. It would have came out. But like, where does sports draw the line on domestic violence? Like, why? How can a penalty be so severe for something basically this BS and just we let it slide for how uh, these athletes or these players, professionals, treat their spouses, girlfriends? Like how? I don't know. Go ahead, man. Run it.
No, man. No, I'm right there with you. So here's obviously, we're fathers. I got three girls, and I believe you got a daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this topic definitely hits home to me. Obviously they're not of age to be dating or none of that stuff yet, but this is a
Right.
situation that I'm gonna have to deal with
Mm-hmm.
come about 6-7 years down the line. Um, and I had a cousin. She went to Illinois State, and she unfortunately was part of a situation where one of the guys on the football team um, got a little bit too handsy, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to have my uncle calm me down off the ledge. I was ready to ride.
Right.
So, um, here's my thing, man. Sports, and I've said this a million times, and I'll repeat it again. It's unfortunate that sports in life is almost like at a linear parallel, and
Right.
you see some of the things that happen in our society um, pretty much bleed into sports. And I think the reason why these sports entities don't take it serious is because I don't think we take it serious enough in our society. Um, because when you see these DV situations happen far too often, is for the lack of better sense, it's a slap on the wrist for the offender. Uh,
Right.
you know, for some reason it has to happen again and again and again for them to actually be punished to the very extent of the law. And it's weird for me because I'm like, are y'all gonna wait for somebody to perish for the
Right.
offenders to be taken serious and put them in behind bars and get them away from society. They've shown you, they gave you many of examples that they are not fit to be amongst society because they can't behave in a way that is conducive for everybody else's health. They are putting everybody else's health at risk. And
Mm-hmm.
that problem that we have in society of not taking it that serious, it bleeds into sports. And but with sports, there's always that bottom line factor, that money factor, that entertainment factor that always gets put above human lives, and it sucks because like maybe are we hypocrites? Like let's really think about it. I love
Right.
football, I love basketball, I love baseball, but I continue to watch it knowing that they don't give a damn about what happens to a wife or a girlfriend or a spouse if one of their athletes in their organization does something foul upon them. You know what I'm
Sure enough.
saying? It's like we know they're not going to do nothing. Okay, 4 game suspension, 3 game suspension. Kareem Hunt for his situation got half
Yeah.
a season. But once that suspension was up, he got to play football. He got
Mm-hmm.
back to make money, and not only that, his career continues on. Like we said,
Yeah.
Miles Bridges at his situation, yeah, he got suspended, but he's allowed to still go back to go and make income, go and be
Yeah.
pursued by other teams to make more money to play basketball. And
Give you
I,
some details on that as you talk about him this year. Like you say, his contract 3 years, 75 million. This year he'll make 27. Next year he'll make 25. Year after that, 22.
wow, he gets to be a multimillionaire, and I think it was his fiance or girlfriend at the time. We don't know if they're still together or not. I hope
Right.
she's not. I hope she's walked away from that situation, and not just because of the, stick to your man because of the money. No, no, no. Your life should be way more important than whatever his income that he can bring in.
Right.
I it's Bobby. It sucks, bro. It's absolutely. I'll say it is bullshit, bro. That we have to sit here and try to not justify, but trying to come up with an explanation why uh, uh, athletes are held to a different type of, I guess, decorum when it comes to DV.
Right.
I they're not above the law. They're not they and not just men, being offenders to women. I mean, we've seen women be offenders to
Yeah.
men, seen women be offenders to women. Whatever the situation
True.
is, if you
Yeah.
are
Brittany Griner got
yeah,
into.
if you are the offender, you should be held to a very strict and, to me, a black and white disciplinary action, no gray area, no matter how much money you bring in. I don't care how famous your name is, but we know that's not the case. Some things get swept under the rug because of who a person is, you know. And I'm gonna use a name, and I'm just using him as an example. What if Tom
Right.
Brady is the most abusive son of a bitch out there? What if we wouldn't know? We
Yeah.
would we would absolutely not know until somebody got the courage enough to say, "Hey, man, this dude is bad. This dude
Right.
is a menace to society. This dude should not be around women." You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. 100%.
of a name like that carries so much weight, we wouldn't know how terrible he is. Some of these guys in Hollywood who are getting outed right now, it took people forever to come up with the courage to out them
Right.
because their name carries so much weight and power that comes with it, and it silences a whole bunch of people, and they think they can get away with it because they think they're above it, and they're like, well, not only does my name carry so much weight and power that I got so much finances that, come on, they'll never hear anything about your small ass. They'll never hear anything about this situation, and I think it's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate that our society doesn't take DV situation, and it's a damn shame that I feel like I'm a hypocrite when every time I watch sports, knowing good and well. Look, you know me, I'm a big Chiefs fan. We've had our fair cases of players who are just bad apples.
Yeah.
But here I am. I'm still rocking the Chiefs hat right now. I'm still going to watch the preseason tomorrow. And
Yeah.
I it's it's weird, man. It's crazy. I mean, that's as much as I can say on it, and I just wish we didn't have to find a way to hold people accountable for. Uh, in my opinion, it's just basic human like thought process. Why are you being so dismissive and cruel to another individual? You wouldn't want that done to you. I'm just,
Right.
I can't explain why people are offenders of DV. I can't. I've never been. I never will be, because I wasn't raised like that. Maybe that's the situation. Maybe it's something that just wasn't taught to a person, uh, uh, in that imprinting stage as a human being. Well, hey, man, you treat certain people a certain way. You don't do these things to other people. I've always been taught keep your hands to yourself. I've always been
Right.
taught defend yourself. I've always
Mm-hmm.
been taught to defend yourself, but I've always been taught not to be cruel and disgusting to people, and to always have respect for people. Because if that's what you want in return, you got to give what you
Yeah.
want back. So, yeah, man, here we are in 2024, with another issue in society, just as bad as racism and hatred, is violence. So
Yeah.
it's
It's a
unfortunate, man.
lifetime ban too much.
Uh, I don't think it is.
And here's why I ask. Basically, for even though it wasn't publicized or it wasn't the maybe intended result, maybe it just kind of naturally happened that way. Basically, the NFL set the precedent with the Ray Rice situation.
Mm,
Ray Rice never played in the NFL again. Now, it wasn't mandated by the NFL. That was not his punishment. Um, but unfortunately, he never played again. And
hmm.
it's so pertinent because he was in his prime. Ray Rice, 27 years old.
Yeah, through his career, right down the drain.
Yeah. And I mean, to add, I don't want to say insult to injury, but just to add a or throw another wrinkle in the situation, and like you were just stating, like you hoping that these people leave the situation. I say people because it can happen to men, it can happen to women as well. I mean, obviously it happens more often to women, but it can happen to a man. So I say
Hmm.
people. Uh, you saying you hope they leave get out of the situation. She eventually married. They eventually got married.
Yeah,
They're together to this day.
yeah.
So that's why I asked, like with that precedent kind of set, and it's like nobody really cried for Ray Rice. Maybe for that first season is this person got hurt. Hey, we need to run who? Hey, go get Ray Rice.
They
Maybe
wouldn't
the
sign.
second, right? Wouldn't nobody touch him. That second season, hey, somebody's hurt. Somebody got hurt in training camp. And, hey, go get Ray Rice. But after that second season,
Yeah, his
he
phone
just
started ringing.
kind of went away.
Yeah, his phone
Like
started
never,
ringing, and just we don't. I don't even know what Ray Rice is doing now. So
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like if it's I don't even really want to put a name to it. Just say any high profile player. Would people really mind it if it was just okay? You got hit with this, and obviously, well, I ask it two ways. Two ways. If found to be guilty, should the ban be lifetime?
I'm glad you said that.
And what should be the punishment? Because obviously you're still putting a black eye on your league just by having bad press. What about if you're not guilty? I would say not found innocent, but let's say a person drops the charge, or something happens to where you're just not found guilty.
Um, and I'm glad you specified that, because I think that you got to put everything in the context. Like, if you're
Yeah.
found guilty, I have no issue with you, being banned from whatever league that you're playing for life. Just like how they, I mean, they're not going to let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame because of gambling. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's a
That's a done deal.
that is a harmless situation. He hurt nobody. But which kind of speaks to the, I guess, the hypocrisy of these leagues where, how dare you gamble? It makes our league look bad. But you whoop somebody's ass, we'll punish you, but
Right.
whatever. You'll get another shot. Hey,
Right.
you can add value to a team, which is the problem. Um, and so I have no issue if they were banned for life. Regardless of how popular that person is, or how much you adore them, or how much you think that they add value to your team. You got to put people's lives above damn near everything. Why can't it not be above everything? Obviously you're spiritual people. It's God and family. If that's the case, then I never saw that as God, sports, family. I've
Right.
never heard that. I've absolutely never heard one person utter that situation that the sports or the entertainment or the money that they make coming from sports is above everything else in their life. I've never heard of that. That's to me, that's
Right.
crazy. So I have no issue with that. Now, when it comes to situations where a person has dropped the charges and they decide to not take it further, the
Right.
legal,
So I believe
I
that's what happened in the Ray Rice instance.
yeah. In that instance, now I still believe that you should still at least be deemed punishable by your
Right.
league,
Yeah,
because
you're
if
gonna
the
be because yeah.
yeah, I mean, if there's footage, there's evidence that you still did the crime, but just because they didn't press charges doesn't mean that you didn't commit the crime.
Facts.
In situation, and so I I still wouldn't have no issue, like you said, in the Ray Rice situation. He pretty much never played again. I wouldn't have no issue with that. Um, Now, if the league came out and said, "Hey, man, we're gonna, publicly banish this guy," that's up to them to do that. But I still have no problem with people saying, all 32 leagues in the NFL, for example, saying, uh, "Yeah, I'm an owner at this team. I'm encouraging you, the other owners, man, don't touch that dude.
Right.
Don't." I mean, if y'all gonna collude to keep Colin Kaepernick out the league because he was talking about some real social shit, and
Right.
then this is a social issue that needs to get talked about and brought into the light just as well.
Back
If you're
facts.
gonna do that,
That's
yeah.
yeah. Great point. Great. That is a fantastic point.
Hey, all I'm saying is keep it consistent. You know, uh, the guy that played for the Seahawks a couple of years, he was a long snapper or something like that. He was a backup.
Okay.
Um, Literally, I saw the pictures. He went in on this
Oh
young girl,
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. I now remember it. Like
went in on her, and obviously he was a long snapper. We ain't heard of him since.
right, we done with you. But
Yeah.
what if he
Oh,
was quarterback?
that's what I'm saying. If he's, you know, Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I'm being so serious. I love Patrick Mahomes. He turned around my childhood. I thought I'd never see a Super Bowl in my life as a Chiefs fan. He brought me three. If I found out he's a POS and he's literally just a predator to women, I can't
Yeah,
rock with it. I couldn't rock with him.
yeah. Brittany come to one of them games, not looking right.
Not looking right.
She's on
Hey,
camera all the time.
you got a little bit too much makeup under that eye, Brittany. What's happening? You all right? You good? Blink twice if you're not okay. You know what I'm saying? And look, prime example. I I thought Karl Malone was one of the best basketball players in the world. No, I'm being serious. I'm being so
I
serious.
know. I know.
When I found out his situation,
Yeah.
I can't rock with the dude because I don't agree with. To me, I am easily able to separate the athlete from the man or
Right.
woman, or whoever it is. I'm able to separate the two. All right. And if this person who you are is that low down and dirty, I can't rock with you as an athlete no more. I can only see you as what you are as that individual. And if you were a POS, damn it, you a POS. And the feathers ain't gonna change on you. That's just what it is. And I can't rock with it. If I don't agree with your behavior, if I don't agree with what you have done to other people, I can't rock with it. So therefore, I'm able to separate it, and I think that's a problem with society as well. They can't separate a person from their occupation. Because at the end of the day, this is an occupation. This is a job. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
What fireman gets to keep his job if he's found that he's doing this and doing that and getting in trouble with the law? I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we got to do better. That's why I always say at the end of this show, man, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. That's
Absolutely,
not taking care of. It's not taking care of each other when you are putting people in that type of predicament in a situation where they have to worry for their lives. That's crazy. So yeah, man, I wouldn't mind it if you lost your job and you got to pivot and find another way to make income. That's on you. You made that choice. It's all about choices, is it not? This is choices.
Yeah.
Nobody said you had to behave this way. These are all choices.
Yeah, and they always speak of when you hear the execs I know the NBA got rid of the term owners. They say governors now. So some of your higher ups, they always refer to being in the NFL or being in the NBA as a privilege, not a right. So if it is that privilege that you speak of, treat it that way. Let's start taking this privilege away from people who do these serious things.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah.
I bet you act right when this shit get taken away. When you ain't making $40 million a year taken away, I bet you act right then.
Yeah, because there's a clause in every player's contract, and it's called a morals clause. So don't tell me you can't get out of the contract because you can. So yeah, let's do that, man. I co-sign everything you said, and
Hey, Bobby, morality over dollars. It should always operate like that.
You would think, man. You would think.
Yeah.
And that's just not sports. That's just, bro.
That's life in general, bro.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of a morality thing, like something hit me earlier. I was watching clips while I was eating my lunch. Something came across, and before we get into the NFL talk, you and I both men, and we were speaking on a subject that really, like I say, more so affects females. Does affect men, but just more so females. And it can be weird. And sometimes, you know how you want to hear something, or you do hear something, and it's like, you like what you hear, but it's just, is this the right messenger to deliver that message? You know what I'm saying? I heard something, and it, I don't know how I feel about it, so I don't know. Maybe you can help give me some clarity. Michael Rubin, you know, I'm sure, for those who don't know who Michael Rubin is, he is the owner of Fanatics. You know, where a lot of the lovely caps that we wear come from.
Yep.
Jerseys, all sports gear, what have you. He's a billionaire, and if you don't know him from that, you probably know him from, he throws the most extravagant white party every year, where only the elite of the elite are invited. He was on the Breakfast Club recently. Shout out to the Breakfast Club, and he said something that got a good conversation stirring. So let's take a listen.
So one thing I've learned about black culture that I don't like is that black hate on hate.
Speak on that more. I heard you say that earlier, and I wanted you to expound on that. You said you don't like to see black people tearing down other black people.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay.
Like it's horrible. Like why? Like I want to support every. Look, you guys know me pretty well. Mm-hmm. Anything I can ever help with, I'm always there. Mm-hmm. I want everyone around me to do great. You guys correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think there's a little bit of a black culture of like, it's black hate on hate. It's like that black judge that Meek had that hated on him and wanted to go extra hard on him. Okay, it's like it's what people always say to me. It's like black hate on hate. So I think it's terrible. I think it's something that I think it's culturally wrong. And I'll probably get killed for saying this because,
I'm glad you're saying it openly. If this is the conversations that are being had.
I have it all the time. With
I want to hear this.
Yeah, so I think it's wrong. I think, why do you not want to build everyone up around you? Why do you not want everyone around you to do great?
So after...
All right, and So there it is. Now, when he was saying black hate, but basically, I don't think he meant like hate, like I hate you. I think he meant like hating on people, hating on people. Instead of people trying to do better for themselves, we hate on people who are successful and try to bring them down. So I think I was clear. That's at least that's what I took from it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hearing that, whether it's your first time hearing it or you've heard before, he got a lot of brushback from it on that, and even he goes on. I guess Charlemagne goes on to quote him. Like he talked to him after, or no, he tweeted it out. Like tweeted it out. He said he spoke to one of his best friends, a black person, and he basically said they appreciate what he said. He just wasn't the one to be saying it. Now, and that's what brings us to my question. Like, is the messenger that important, or should the message be the loudest thing to come from these circumstances?
For me, I've always been always listen to the message. That's how I've always operated. I think the message should matter. Now, I will also put a caveat in there. Sometimes I think the message hits different depending who's delivering the message.
Okay.
And I think it's situational. So I don't want to make it like it's a cut and dry situation where it should always matter on who the messenger is. The message is the message, and that's the important part. I mean, Ruben is spot on. And of course, in today's society, because for some reason race is important to everything. For some reason, and I still don't understand that. Because he's a white guy saying it and speaking.
Right.
I mean, he has black friends, and if he's witnessed it, how does that disqualify him from speaking on it? You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be some people. Oh, well, you're not black. You don't talk about black issues. Well,
right.
Why not? Because his message was 100% fact. I mean, I love my culture. I love my people. But that's one of the things that pisses me off about our people and our culture is why? Why do we hate on each other? Why do we tear each other down? Why? For what? I mean, we are just being a black person. The moment you step out of your door, it's a blessing to come back and wake up another day.
Tell me about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's already that's enough issue and energy that I gotta focus on dealing with that.
Right.
I ain't got time for energy to waste on trying to down another brother and hate. I don't. So let me clarify that. So what we do in our field, we're podcasters. We're just giving our opinions. And we're giving constructive criticism. It's not hate. It's you especially when we're talking about things that literally are out in the public, and we're giving our humble opinion based on the facts that are given to us. It's not hate. Now, when you're going down and deliberately talk and hate on somebody, that's a whole different thing. But it's always be about the message and what somebody is trying to convey to the masses on what is actually happening in our society. Ruben is 100% correct in this situation. He's seen it. That's why he's speaking on it, because he's witnessed it.
Yeah.
If he didn't witness it, I don't think he would have ever spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? But he's probably witnessed it probably numerous times. Like he said, because he's friends with Meek. And he's like, I was in the courtroom looking at a black judge trying to throw the book at a black man.
Yeah.
So that's another part of our society that drives me absolutely bonkers and crazy, that we just try to find ways to not be real at the situations and what the truth is really going on, and we just don't want to face it. Like, what are we afraid of?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, our culture and our people would be so far ahead in the societal life if we would stop with the bullshit of hating on each other. If we If we focus our energy into positive things, focus our energy into whatever, then all these stereotypes and stigmas that the outside society wants to place on us probably wouldn't even exist if we didn't do those things. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We can't get ahead as a culture together because we forgot what it was to be like together. I've always talked about the village syndrome. When
Mm.
remember back in the day, it took a village to raise a kid. I'm
Yeah.
talking about, and some people might feel me on this. I'm 37, so I'm like stuck in a generation where I'm at the back end of old school and I'm at the beginning of new. Like J. Cole said it, like I'm big bro and little bro at once. He's like, I'm stuck in between two generations. I'm big bro
Yeah.
and little bro at once. So my thing is like, I remember I got ass whoopings from my neighbors because
Yeah.
my parents basically said, "Hey, y'all boys, our boys, play together. If he's at your house, I'm not around. He cutting a fool, and you got rules and regulations in your house, and he's breaking them. Tag his ass. Tag his
Mm-hmm.
ass. You all permission.
And
You
then
can't
guess
do.
what happened after that?
Oh, hey, and when I went back home,
Hey, your boy.
I got another one. What I tell you about going over people's houses acting a damn fool? So I didn't got
Yeah.
two ass whoopings for the one bad thing of judgment of choice that I decided to make. I got two ass whoopings. And
Hey.
it's we got away from the village syndrome and taking care of each other, and then now it's you know who got the most this, who got the most money, who got the flashiest car, who got the biggest house, who's wearing the best clothes. It's become a competition, and it's not even necessary. I don't need to compete with nobody because I got my own house and my own people that I got to take care of. I ain't got time to compete with nobody. I'm making sure that I keeping the roof over my baby's head. I'm making sure I keep them fed, clothed, lights on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities. When did it become a job to hate on somebody else's shit? When? When did that become about? At
Absolutely.
some point in time, we got to break the mental slavery that we are in as a people. And I know this is not just strictly for Black folks. I'm just speaking on our culture because that's what I am. I can't speak what happens in the right culture or this and that, but because I do have friends in other ethnicity groups, if I witness it, I'm gonna speak on it. And if people want to get mad at me for speaking or bringing clarity to something, then by all means, I'll take the heat. But my message isn't a lie. My message isn't false. So in Ruben's case, his message isn't wrong. His message isn't false. He's speaking 100% facts. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he's fine with taking the backlash, but he's not going to stop talking about it because he shouldn't.
Right.
And Charlemagne, matter of fact, Charlemagne, I'm glad Charlemagne was happy with that situation. Matter of fact, I was riding around today, right? And I was
Mm-hmm.
listening to a Pivot podcast with Charlemagne was on there with them, with Ryan
Okay.
Clark, Shannon, and Fred Taylor. He said, "Man, I never understood why do we Jones on people when we found out your daddy was a crackhead? Why did we Jones on people when we found out that you ain't rocking no Jordans, you got Payless shoes?" He said, "Yeah, we did it, but now that I'm look at it and I'm grown, why? Why did we do it?"
Right.
He was like, "It was stupid. Thinking back on it, it's stupid because it is, you know." So I mean, it's more of a mental war that we gotta stomp out and eviscerate in our thought process and how we think and how we treat each other, especially in our own community, let alone how we treat each other in society. But I'm
Yeah.
because of the topic we're talking about, specifically in our culture, in our community, man, it's so much self-sabotage that we do. And
Uh,
it's sad, bro. It really is.
Absolutely. Uh, man, lot. You know, and you said it, and then while you were saying it, you actually pulled something to the front of my brain.
Hmm.
Before I say that though, it's kind of the Mike Rubin thing. Kind of reminds me of D. Ray Davis comedy special. Never seen it? How to Act Black? Go check it out on Netflix. Oh, not D. Ray Davis. I'm sorry, Deion Cole, Cold Hearted on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Damn, just added to the stereotype all black people look alike, didn't I? But he opens the show, he comes out, and he says, "White people, does anything bother you about black people? Go." And, you know, of course, everybody started laughing, but nobody said anything. Mm-hmm. And he said, "Really? Black people, we all good? We all cool? Ain't there nothing wrong? Okay, cool. Watch this. Black people." And he, you know, he's about to say anything wrong. He didn't finish, but he said, "Yeah, look at that. Look at all the hands. Look at all." Got a brother in the back like, oh, something just happened to me 5 minutes ago. I got to tell you right now. Like, it reminded me of that because Michael Rubin is the white dude in the room that said something. Now, and what happened is really, to me, the stereotypical thing that would happen. Everybody jumped down his throat. And just like you said, like, why? When he's right. Just because he's not black? That's just like, we got to get out of this thing, culturally and individually. We got to get out of this thing about just only accepting the things we want to hear, no matter where it comes from. Like, when you ask your friend what's really going, hey man, what do you think about X? Be prepared for the answer.
Yeah.
Because you might not like it, but just because you don't like it don't mean it's true, and it don't mean that you don't need to hear it. Or when you searching for information, even you've been there. Hey, you've been in a debate with somebody. Hey, no, this is that. You know what? I'm gonna get you. You look up the information and find out they was right, but you don't want to say, so you don't go. You keep looking to see something that proves you right.
Well, look on Facebook right now. There's probably a whole bunch of.
We gotta cut that out, man. We gotta cut that out.
Yeah.
Be willing to accept the things you don't want to hear, and listen, and just take the nuggets of knowledge, man.
Thanks.
The other thing, you spoke on community. You know, the community taking care of each other. Absolutely. What up, DB? You spoke about community. Takes a village to raise a child. That should never stop.
Never.
Because you spoke on stop hating on each other. To me, and I'm guilty of this myself, we got to stop the secret hate as well. Now, what do I mean by secret hate? I don't mean hating on somebody in private. I mean the hating you're doing that you don't really realize you're doing. GB just posted a comment. That's my man's. Me and this man been down since high school. When I talked to him, yo, bro, start this podcast. All cool, bro. Good luck with that. But where is he? He's either on his phone or on his TV, but he's right there in the chat. He's watching. We got to stop doing this to each other. Your homie started a clothing line. Oh, that's dope. This, that, and other. Yeah. But you steady going to the Polo store, to the Gucci store.
And then
buy a shirt from your brother. Right. Ain't never brought a shirt from your brother. You done told 1 million people, but you ain't never bought a shirt from him. Your cousin started something, but you never watched. Your boy playing sports, you never went to a game. See, that's secret hate. That's secret hate I'm talking about. When you, like, mentally, yeah, you want to support, but make sure, bro, it's we got to treat each other like kids. Show up.
Yeah. Facts.
I think that's the biggest part. Like,
talk about it.
I'm not gonna have 1 million strangers support my guy, and I don't. Dude, I feel some type of way about that. like, come on, let me see. We got the Audible shirts coming up. You mean to tell me you wouldn't be hurt? You walk in the mean streets of Kansas City one night. You and the wifey out on the town doing your thing. You go to a bar, You see a dude at the corner of the bar with an Audible shirt and your wife never wore one. You even feel some type of way?
Oh, hey, wait, where your shirt at? That's the first question I'm asking. Where your shirt at?
So
No, you're
yeah,
right, bro.
that's the secret hate I'm talking about, man. We got to cut that out. Show more to each other, man. Just show more. Show the respect you want for yourself to everybody, man, and it will come back to you tenfold. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Speak on it, dog. Speak on it.
Like and I'm not just speaking. Like me and this man do this every Friday. Every Friday, me and this man have multiple other pods that we on. But guess what? If we ain't on here together, if this man is on, I'm tapping in for 5-10 minutes,
Big facts.
and same vice versa. So it's like just be more, man. Be more to each other. If we're more to each other, that by itself will improve the culture.
Mm.
That alone, man. And I know everybody tuning in, chat, waiting for us to talk football, but goddamn it, some things take more precedent.
Big facts. Big facts. We'll get to it.
What's up, Auntie? Auntie tuning in. She done missed the whole black conversation. She gonna be upset when she watch it back.
Hey, Auntie. Hey, start from the beginning. I'm telling you right now. Just go ahead, rewind it. You'll catch up.
But no, Ruben was right. Shout out for him for having it. Shout out to, even though I dislike Charlemagne, shout out to Charlemagne for allowing him to like speak his mind too and not cut him off. Like, a lot of hosts be like they don't know how to do it. But it had to be said. Yeah, it didn't come from somebody you would like to come from. It wasn't a LeBron, a D Wade, Obama.
Hey, but hold on, Bobby. Here's the problem. What if it did came from Obama? Obama would still get criticized for saying it.
Facts.
What if it came from somebody of prominence that looked like us? They would still get flack for saying it.
What you know about hate? We made you president.
Man, talk about it, dog.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's why I say sometimes we can't pay attention to the messenger. You got to look at the message, hear it. And the problem is so many people are so quick to open their mouths that they close their ears and they didn't even catch it. They caught the message, or they didn't catch the message and totally blatantly ignored the nuggets and seeds that could possibly plant a beautiful flower, and they missed it.
Right.
Like, they were so quick to open their mouths to give their opinion, give their thought. Oh, you what you talking about? Like you said, we made you president. Don't be saying stuff like that. What are you talking about? You missed the whole nugget, missed the whole message. It's crazy.
I'm saying. Now, if you coming to my house talking about how I cook my ribs or how I made my potato salad, you can keep your goddamn opinion to yourself.
Mind your business. You ain't got to eat. Taco Bell right down the street.
That's right. But,
like, you sure is talking a lot for smacking on my ribs, man. Look
you
at
know what I'm talking about? You give me that Key and Peele skit where he bought the Wagyu, and he then snatched it out of everybody's plate.
That's funny.
Oh man! All right. With that being said, we will take this minute to discuss what's really going on in the world, and that's the NFL. Preseason started. Preseason kicked off a week ago. Continues this week. We got one more week of preseason, and then it's on to the regular season. September 5th kickoff. Like I said earlier, your Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens on that Thursday, and then Sunday, the other teams play, including my Cleveland Browns, who got a primetime spot. Not primetime, but primetime for the daytime. That 4 o'clock slot against the Dallas Cowboys. Tom Brady's first game as a broadcaster. So I'll definitely be tuning in to that. And
Brazil game's that Friday too.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Eagles Packers.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. With that being said, let's get into this divisional talk. Bang! We start with the East, man. The NFC least. It's just been known for a couple of years, but they got some exciting things going on. Zeke back with the Cowboys, man. Zeke back with the Cowboys. Giants let Saquon go to the Eagles, which is why would you do that? And of course, the Commanders, exciting rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. A lot of people looking forward to his debut. But overall, man, what's your thoughts on the division?
Man, they haven't had a repeat winner of that division in a while.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm gonna say this. So, unfortunately, the Giants they're gonna bring up the rear. I don't think it's gonna be worth any good.
That's fair.
I mean, they're putting a lot of 40 million plus to a quarterback that I just don't. Regardless, they're at the
You don't
bottom.
believe in Danny Dimes?
No, we ain't gonna even call him dimes. Daniel Pennies. That is Daniel Pennies.
Daniel.
Yeah. So they'll bring up the rear. I might shock some people with this. I think Philly might come in third. And the reason why I say that because I don't think that locker room is fully behind Nick Sirianni. I don't think they are. And then of course lately some of the talk's been coming out that him and Jalen Hurts kind of got a little discourse with each other. They're not too fond of each other, or what's been kind of leaked out. Whatever truth is to that, if it came out, I think there's some truth to it.
Okay,
right. I just think they take a step back because that's when you don't have people like Jason Kelsey or Fletcher Cox who are locker room leaders to kind of snuff fires out like that anymore. They both retired. I think that matters too. You don't have the glue guys in your locker room to make sure separation doesn't happen. So I think they take a step back. I actually think Washington might compete for this division.
Okay.
I like what they got on the offensive side of the ball. My only concern is Jaden Daniels and his health. Can he learn how to slide, not take those unnecessary hits?
He definitely didn't do it last week in that preseason game.
Bruh, it was like watching him play at LSU again. It's like, bro, you can't take these unnecessary hits. You're the quarterback. The franchise is pretty much on your shoulders. So he got to figure that out. If he can figure that out, I think they could definitely for sure compete for this crown. Now with the Cowboys, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Cowboys to win this division. My only caveat is they gotta take care of some people that want to get paid.
Buddy.
I don't know what they're waiting on. But they got to take care of that. But I think the Cowboys win this division, though.
Okay. I kind of agree with that. I like the Cowboys for the win. I can't co-sign the Commanders, man. I give them a third. I give them a third place win. I like some of the weapons on offense. I don't think Jaden Daniels would be terrible. But he's got some. I mean, Philly's defense is really aggressive, so he's gonna have to deal with that. We know what Dallas's defense brings to the table. So I know people like to think that the SEC is the NFL, but nah, he's about to be under siege. Plus, is it this year that we play? Yeah, we play. Yeah, we play. They play us. The NFC East plays the AFC North. You already know North is the toughest division of football, and 3 out of the 4 teams have top 10 defenses. Our defense is top 10, Pittsburgh defense top 10, Ravens defense top 10, year in year out. So, I can't co-sign the Commanders just for that. He's gonna see what defense is about. So I like the Giants. I do like the Giants in last. Yeah, I think they'll either finish tied or Commanders finish a game above. And I like the Eagles in second. I'm with you on all the turmoil going on. And it was just like last season. Remember, it's like Philly was trying to lose every game on purpose and just won by accident. Like we did the Thursday night show, and remember they played the Vikings that Thursday night. The Minnesota Vikings had 6 turnovers in that game and lost by 6 points.
Yeah.
like that game. We talk about the Dolphins put up 70. The Eagles should have put up 80 in that game, and they only win by 6 points. So it did add Saquon. I think it's an upgrade from DeAndre Swift from last year. I'm not a huge believer in the Jalen Hurts, but I think Saquon helps him a lot. Because Jalen Hurts isn't the guy. He's not going to kill you going downfield, constantly going downfield, which I know Brown hates. But I think Saquon, the threat, that'll give him an opportunity to throw them dump offs a little bit more. That short tight end throws, dumping it off to Saquon. So I think he'll be more consistent. So I like them to challenge for the division, but I think Dallas wins it by like a game. So I'm with you there. Let's moving on to the NFC North, which turned out to be a hell of a lot more competitive last season. I think a lot of people thought definitely more than I thought. What you got?
Yeah, definitely a competitive than I thought it was last year. But this year, I think it's only between two teams for me, and that's Green Bay and Detroit.
Thank you for not saying the Bears.
No, Green Bay and Detroit obviously both made the playoffs last year. Detroit made it to the conference championship game, and quite honestly, they should have won that game. It should have been in the Super Bowl. And then Green Bay, they went ahead and paid Jordan Love off of one good season. Hey, by all means, they got faith in them, and hey, that's their business. And I'm not mad at it. Right. Hey, get your shit. I probably would have waited maybe another year for making him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. But that's just me. But they believe in him, so I think it's a two-headed race right there. I'm gonna still stick with Detroit to win it. With the Vikings, unfortunately, now you got to put all your faith in Sam Darnold, the guy that saw Ghost. So good luck with that. A guy that says he saw Ghost on the field, that means you can't read the defenses. That's just how I feel. So Vikings, that's tough. That's a tough situation for them. I don't know if they got enough defense to kind of pick up the slack that I think is going to happen on the offensive side with the lack of good quarterback play.
Right.
They might bring up the rear, but I also think it's a two-headed race for last. I don't have faith in the Bears yet. I really don't. It's not a diss on Caleb Williams. I still think that just me personally, and from what I've seen, what he's done in college, I know Bears fans are clamoring after some preseason games. Oh, he got our quarterback. Don't be so sure yet. Bears or Vikings will not be competing for this division. They'll be competing for who's going to come in last. So, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Lions to repeat as conference division champs of the North in the NFC.
All right, I'm gonna do it again. I'm not going with the Lions. Actually, I like Green Bay to win it this year. I picked them last year. They let me down. Yeah. But they did make the playoffs. So I mean, like people say, like I wasn't picking them for nothing. I like them to win the division. I think I kind of agree with what you said about them and Jordan Love, but however, he put up a better performance than Daniel Jones for the Giants gave him that paper. So I'll give them that. I like Jordan Love. As a matter of fact, that was one of the reasons why I picked him to win the division. I thought he would turn out to be a very solid NFL player, and he's done so far. I definitely like the Lions to finish second. One of the best rosters in football, and I think Dan Campbell's he's one of the best coaches in the game. He's probably the best motivator in the NFL. Amon Ra, I mean, what can you say? Dude's a stud. I like some of the dishes they made. Laporta, dude's looking like he's gonna be something. If Jameson Williams takes a step, man, that offense be pretty much damn near unstoppable last season. If he takes another step and they give Gibbs more run, yeah, the sky's the limit for that offense. My concerns with them in the defense: can they be consistent? Can they get stops when they need them? Basically, that's my thing with them. The Vikings were going to be my sleeper team because I really like JJ. I like JJ more than any other quarterback in this draft. To me, I see Brock Purdy and JJ McCarthy. Unfortunately, what happened to him tore him meniscus. He's out for the season. Just had surgery. And I'll give you a nugget. Little, I ain't say inside information. I think it's known for people Browns fans. It's known for Browns fans. Browns and Vikings having joint practice this week. We play tomorrow, preseason game. Minnesota scouting quarterbacks. I'll just say that. Don't be surprised if after this preseason game, next week you hear of a trade between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns. Remember, we got Jameis Winston on the bench. We got Dorian Thompson-Robinson, what a lot of people fell in love with last season. And we have Tyler Huntley, former Ravens quarterback, on the roster. Obviously, Jameis has been a starter in this league. Tyler's been a starter in this league. Hell, Tyler made the Pro Bowl. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson showed some promise last year. So don't be surprised if you hear us make a deal. Plus, Minnesota's GM was our assistant GM before the Minnesota job. So, this connection, familiarity. Hell, not only that, our coach, Kevin Stefanski, was on the Vikings because there's a lot of ties between the Vikings and the Browns. So, if one of our quarterbacks plays well Saturday, don't be surprised to see that quarterback in a Vikings uniform for the season to back up Sam Darnold. So,
you take the job from Sam Darnold?
It could it could be like a mid-season, not off the rip,
Yeah.
but I mean the only way I could see that is if it's Jameis. If they make a trade for Jameis, Sam Darnold, you got 3 games in the regular season to make something happen. Because Jameis can play.
Yeah.
He's a legit threat to start. But if it's one of the other two, either Huntley or DTR, which I don't think we'll let go of DTR, I think we're hanging on him with the hopes that if Deshaun is a Deshaun, we can keep him for the long haul because his contract makes it easy for us to spend money on the rest of our roster.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if it's like Huntley or DTR, he'd have till like mid-season.
Okay.
But yeah, so I like them to finish last in the division because of that. I think the Bears finish third. Like you, my issue isn't Caleb Williams, even though I don't think he'll be what everybody said. I don't. He's got to show me.
Yeah.
With the Bears, it's the staff. I don't believe in their staff at all. Like, how can I? Like, I'm a Browns fan. I know what dysfunction looks like. And bro, the Bears, exactly. Like they've been they've been just like us. How can I believe in your staff? Like, so, they say they got to show me. I think they finished third, but yeah, I give it pretty much like the image says, except just flip flop the Vikings and the Bears. All right, moving on to last year's worst division in the league.
Still is.
Somebody got to win it. NFC South, go for it.
No. I still think it is the worst division still. Because I think Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers won that division with 9 wins, I think, last year. So
they did.
I have. I made a take the other day, and here's my sleeper team, who I think might not only win this division, but might make some noise in the playoffs. I'm gonna roll with the Falcons to win this division, and they made 2 great moves the last 2 days this week as we are going live. Getting Matthew Judon, I think adding some good pass rush that helps with Grady Jarrett on that front 4. I think that's a good, dope move. Still got AJ Terrell, who's a very underrated, great corner that they got. They give, I mean, he plays for the Falcons, so he's not getting that exposure or that love like
Right.
that. I love the move that they grabbed Jesse Bates from Cincinnati last year. He had a good season, and
Yeah.
then you paired him with Justin Simmons, who I've seen enough of Justin Simmons. So thank you Falcons for getting him out of our division. Thank you. No, seriously, Justin Simmons was one of the only few safeties that literally gave Patrick Mahomes fits. Jumped a couple passes, and he's picked off Mahomes a few good times. So
Yeah.
thank you. Get rid of him. Thank you for getting him. Thank you for the Broncos for being silly enough to release him. And the Falcons, I don't know how Justin Simmons sat on the free agency market for that long, and just got picked up right before the season starts. So, wouldn't let go of.
For my favorite.
Rod, stupid, bro. You wild, bro. Nah, I think she won't. Most wives ain't gonna let their husband go to a meet and greet with Sarah J. Because she's a different actress. But no, I just love what they did, and then they finally get rid of Arthur Smith. Thank goodness. I didn't. For some reason, I don't know what was up with his coaching decisions when it came to play calling. How do you not know how to use Bijan Robinson properly? I don't know how you don't know how to use a freak athlete, Kyle Pitts, at tight end properly. You barely use Drake London, who you drafted pretty high as a wide receiver. You got some speed with Rondell Moore and Darnell Mooney that can play the slot. I'm not saying that they're game breakers, but they can make a slight bit of difference when it comes to game planning. So when you add what they're doing on the offense and what they're doing on the defense, I really think that the Falcons should walk away with this division. Panthers, they'll be last again. I mean, they're a terrible team.
Facts is facts.
They're just a terrible team, and how do I expect Bryce Young to actually succeed with this team? They what have they put around him to help him? You gave up all that draft capital to draft him number one, but the only thing you've done is put him in a situation where he's still running for his life. That man is still trying to find a way to tread water. He's tired of sitting on his backside. So Panthers finished last. And Saints and Buccaneers, I think they still could compete for this division. The only problem is with the Saints, I think they got terrible coaching with Dennis Allen. I don't know how he still has a job. They bring no offense. You're wasting a solid defense. They got a third-round pick for that. Yeah. Saints, I don't know what they're going to do. For some reason, Derek Carr, who I thought was at least a serviceable quarterback with the Raiders, he goes to New Orleans and looks like he forgot how to play football. No, I'm being serious. Like, even going into last year, if you looked on paper, he was the best quarterback on paper in that division, and he got outplayed by Baker Mayfield. And I know how you feel about Bakes, so that says a lot. So, man, I Buccaneers, I don't know if they got enough firepower on both sides of the ball to say that they're going to make a lot of noise, but because this division is so trash, if Atlanta's playing around and playing with the food, Buccaneers might mess around and repeat. So, but I'm definitely rocking with the Falcons and definitely making it known that the Falcons are my sleeper team to watch out for this year.
I agree with that. I think they're on everybody's list. The addition of Kirk Cousins was just that. I mean, I know from a fan standpoint, Kirk Cousins is the easy guy to pick on. He's the butt of a lot of jokes, but he's really a solid NFL quarterback.
His numbers ain't
he's a solid NFL quarterback. If he's probably the worst quarterback I would want for my team. So I definitely the rest of those guys, the young bucks, it's time for them to step up. They got to make plays because they don't have any excuses. Nobody's gonna blame Kirk Cousins if they don't perform.
Big facts.
He's done. He's taken things to the playoffs. He's won. He's played with big time guys on the outside. Justin Jefferson played with Stephon Diggs. So yeah, back for who they have Dalvin Cook. We know what Kirk Cousins can be with the right supporting cast. So like I said, nobody's gonna blame Kirk Cousins if these guys don't perform. If they don't perform, people are gonna let them know about it. So yeah, Pitts, it's your time. London, it's your time. I'm always forgetting what's my running back's name.
Bijan.
Yeah, Bijan. You better show all that potential this season. Second, I think I can co-sign the Bucks probably second, even though Baker Mayfield so far in his career has not put together back-to-back years where he's had success. He's an every other year quarterback. Last year was a good year, so
he's due a bad one.
I apologize, Buccaneer fans. You may not get the best version of Baker Mayfield this year, but if you do, and Mike Evans still got it, Chris Godwin, I need you to show back up. I feel like it feels like Chris Godwin fell off. Like
at least last year, it kind of definitely felt like he took it back. Yeah,
it's like we used to talk about Tampa Bay having 2 number 1 wide receivers.
Big facts.
Now we don't. It's just Mike Evans and who's that other? Like that's what he's literally turned into. Who's that other guy? I could be brief with it. Any update? I'll give you a brief. We're doing the AFC next week, so I know you'll be here, Rod. Any updates from Browns? Who was the worst QB? Who's the worst Cleveland quarterback ever? The worst Cleveland quarterback ever, or on the roster?
Shit, answer both of them. Yeah.
I mean, the worst to me, the worst quarterback on the roster. I mean, you could go by default that is DTR because he's a second-year player. But I would go Huntley because if I was creating a team or if I was getting a team ready for a game, I'd want Deshaun to start. If not Deshaun, I'd start Jameis, and if not Jameis, I'd start DTR, and I'd start Huntley last. The worst quarterback, and I'll go modern era. I'll go since we came back in '99. Worst quarterback that we've had. I also think by default is Johnny Manziel. I mean, the man went on live TV and said he didn't study his playbook. And expected to win an NFL game.
Yeah, this ain't college station, boy.
Right. So I'll go Johnny Manziel as the worst in this era, and currently on the roster, Tyler Huntley. But like I said, Rod, if you missed it, well, we're doing in-squad scrimmages. With joint practice, that's what it's called, with the Vikings, and we play the Vikings. And the Vikings, since their quarterback got hurt, their rookie sensation, look out for the Vikings to potentially trade for one of our quarterbacks next week. If you missed that part while we were talking about the NFC North.
Oh, trust, they scouting right now in them joint practices.
Oh yeah, they're looking everywhere. But since they got like 3 quarterbacks potentially like right in front of them, where they can see their practice habits, they can see, and they're going to be able to see how that translates to a game. That's what I say. They're probably looking at one of ours, so don't be surprised if they make a quick move. And yeah, Sam Darnold apparently ain't on his best behavior. Our defense is giving him fits in these joint practices.
Which I'm not surprised.
But then again, he is Sam Darnold.
I said good people.
Don't. Hey.
Hey, I'm just saying, dog.
I don't want to hear that sound. That next sound that comes after that.
Who I throw the ball at?
So I did Buccaneers. Yeah, I'm with you. Saints probably finished third by default because the Panthers just suck. I ain't talking about the Panthers. The Panthers are just a bad football team. There's really nothing to say. There's no bright spots or anything. I just hope that they do better this year.
I just hope they do right by Bryce, man. Just do right by Bryce.
Yeah, protect them. Do something. Panthers 5 wins, Falcons 9 wins, Saints 9 wins, and Bucks win the division. Okay. Got the Falcons with 9 wins?
Well, he'd be a nice giving Panthers 5 wins.
Yeah. I would take the under on that.
Cash me out right now, dog.
Yeah, the Saints. If it all depends on which Derek Carr we see this year.
Mm,
If we see the Derek Carr we used to, they could be a sleeper team to win the division.
true. True.
If we don't, we're gonna see the same Saints team from last year, and that's unfortunate. So sad how his situation played out, man. He could be here in Vegas with Devontae Steele, because the staff that let him go is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that what could he have done with the coaching staff that they have there now. Terrible. Spencer Rattler is not going to see a football field, sir. That dude should not even be in the NFL.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? I'm seeing a lot of Saints fans starting to get behind. That they were behind Derek, and they have since then kind of moved their alliance or allegiance to Spencer. I've been seeing it.
I believe it. Dude, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Believe him. He lost his job to a true freshman. He lost his job and had to transfer to get another opportunity. And when he transferred, people forgot whatever happened to Spencer. He became a question. Hey, whatever happened to Spencer Rattler? He left up Oklahoma. Oh, he did? Dang, I didn't even know. What makes you think he's going to go from that guy to starting NFL quarterback? And remember, the Saints were a bad football team. So why are we getting hyped about a dude making plays in training camp for a bad football team? Can't do it. He's going to have to show me.
Yeah.
Moving on to it. NFC West to wrap it up. Go for it, bro.
I know people down in LA ain't gonna like me for this. Need to finish last, bro. You can't act like losing Aaron Donald to retirement. I'm serious, bro. That's such a huge void. That is such a huge void.
And you think the Arizona Cardinals are gonna be better than the Rams?
Maybe by like a game. Maybe. We got to remember that the Cardinals, they didn't win a lot of games, but they did not lay down for nobody last year. They didn't lay down, and to me, I can respect the fact that you may not be the best roster overall, but you're going to compete. I can get behind somebody that's going to compete. And the thing is, with the Rams, we're in preseason and training camp, and Stafford's already kind of got some bum injuries already. He's kind of banged up already. That doesn't bode well for your starting quarterback who's led you to a Super Bowl, and he's already banged up. And what are your other options to fall back on? Oh, that's right, Jimmy G. How does that work? Oh, there's
4-star Jimmy.
Yeah, porn star Jimmy. I like Stanson Bennett, but I don't think he has enough, reps as a starter to say that he's going to keep the boat afloat. And I can't not emphasize losing a player of Aaron Donald's caliber on that defense. We also talk about even coaching staff. You lose Raheem Morris. That matters on your defensive side. I like Sean McVay, but hell, we talking about a guy that's a little bit older than me, and he's been talking about retirement a little bit too much for my liking. You know what I'm saying? I can't rock with the Rams doing much in this division. But hey, Rams fans hate me all you want. My DMs are wide open. I'll be glad to respond. Cardinals probably finished third. It sucks that so Seattle, I think they still come in second and compete, and they make a push for a playoff spot. Oh man, what's up with Geno? I mean, 2 years ago, this man was comeback player of the year. And then last year, he looked like New York Jet Geno. I don't. as you talk about Baker Mayfield never putting consecutive seasons together, I'm a we're seeing those consecutive good seasons put together. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
True.
you made a believer out of us 2 years ago, and then you talking about they wrote you off, you didn't write back. Well, hell, looks like you you should have wrote back last year. You should have said something because I don't know what happened in San Francisco. Look, I know the issue with Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, but they still have so much firepower. The only
Yeah.
caveat I would say with the 49ers, the fact that you're all pro, probably shoe-in Hall of Famer left tackle is not in training camp right now because he also wants more money. You guys better balance your checkbook. You better do something. Because you just gave Christian McCaffrey, just restructured his contract, gave more money. All right?
Call JG. Where? Hey, 77 cast now.
My money and I want it now, and so does Trent Williams. So you better find a way to get him paid. Because look, I know they got firepower on both sides of the football, but I'm telling you without a shadow of a doubt, if you do not pay Trent Williams and he decides to sit out for whatever long period of time, that does not bode well for you. I mean, remember what happened when they came into Cleveland? Trent went down, and I mean, you guys dominated that game regardless, but
Yeah.
but when Trent went down, it really got ugly for him. There wasn't no Brock Purdy looking good that day at all. Yeah, Brock Purdy looked very Mr. Irrelevant that day. He looked very irrelevant. He looked like the last guy in the draft getting picked. He looked that day. So
Yeah.
as much as important Christian McCaffrey is, Debo, Kittle, the defense, I think it's more important how upright Brock Purdy is up because he has a literally a cornerstone in left tackle that is a shoe-in Hall of Famer in Trent Williams. And if he's not there because y'all don't want to pay him, boy, yeah, you may win this division, but you ain't gonna make no noise in the playoffs. That's for sure. So I'm gonna still rock with San Francisco to take this division though.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. San Fran's the easy pick. They're just more talented than everybody. Like the talent. There's a talent disparity in that division, and they have it. Second, I think I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. They got all the pieces, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, they kind of remind me of the Browns. Like all the pieces. You got solid running back with Walker. Their receiving core I'll give the edge. Their receiving core is better than ours. Metcalf, Smith and Jigba, Lockett, they got it. You got a nice trio.
Noah Fant and tight end.
Yeah, he's not a slouch.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Not a slouch.
Hey, that was my guy on Madden, man. O-line's questionable. The O-line could definitely perform better, but as far as the weapon, then on defense, man, I like them corners, boy. I like them corners, man. They got like a baby Legion of Boom going on in that secondary. Only question for mine for them is going to be, can they stop the run? If they can consistently stop the run, and you telling me you got quarterbacks trying to throw 30, 40 passes against that secondary,
have fun.
I'll take my chances. So yeah, I like if Geno is Baker Mayfield, then this is that good year because we're on. Yeah, we've had good year, bad year. Now this is that good year. So yeah, just like us, just like everything, it depends on how Deshaun plays. For them, it's on Geno. If Geno has that good season, it's a dangerous team you're talking about.
Exactly.
And then don't let them get to a position where you got to go up there and play. Forget about it. You know how that goes. So I like them to finish second. I got to be more respectful to the Rams.
I know I was disrespectful to them. I don't know. I know.
I got them finishing third. Yeah, I'll tell you what though. McVay. I know at the end of the last couple seasons, there's been that little Sean McVay's going to retire thing. And you would figure, like, he's really a young coach. He started young, and he hadn't really been coaching that long. Like, why would he return? But you know what I think about Sean McVay? I think he's getting exposed more and more every season he coaches. Like, and the thing that really made me really look at McVay is Dan Campbell. You traded Jared Goff because you didn't feel you could win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff as your quarterback. Have you seen what Jared Goff has done since he left the Rams? That dude is a top 10 quarterback. And Dan Campbell is a defensive-minded coach. So why couldn't you get this out of Jared Goff? And that's exactly, I'm like, wait, maybe we need to look at this dude. So I think it's going to be all eyes on McVay this season. Like, you better get something done. Dude, because the Rams have not looked like the Rams the last couple of seasons. And if they don't look like it again, he might not have to retire. They might be like, it's time to get you up out of here, bro.
He's like, but I won a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Hey, yeah, that might have been luck. That might have been luck.
Hey, yo.
Because, man.
My man said that luck, bro.
Yeah, even look at that game.
That's wild.
Odell Beckham, who at that time was a superstar by no stretch of the imagination. He was solid, wasn't a superstar. When Odell went down, they struggled. Now I understand the way McVay's offense works. The route combinations that's huge. The route combinations may be more important than the actual receivers on the field. Because obviously we saw them excel when Cooper Kupp was down. Like it was man Jefferson when he went down. Like we've seen they plugged in Puka. Plugged him in. He's a household name now. So like the personnel may be plug and play. It seems like the actual scheme may be the weapon. But if that's the case, bro, we gotta come out of this mediocrity. Now I understand, Stafford was hurt, so I'll give you a pass. He's been injured at the quarterback position the last 2 years. Aaron Baker went in there and won a game coming off the plane. No practice. He just came off the plane, played the game, and won it. So it's like, come on, man. Are you the genius coach, or are you just or do you need the super squad to win? Because just like your boy in Denver, we starting to find out about him, who he really is. Sean Payton. We starting to find out who he really is as a coach.
Well, talk about
you ain't gonna be able to ride off that one Super Bowl, but for so long.
Ooh, boy, hey, Sean Payton looking little Doc Riverish right now, bro.
Hey, and Sean McVay is right behind him. Sean McVay is right behind him.
Look at him,
so
Doc
yeah. Sean McVay got to show me something this year. And if they do finish last, because he liked to send them pretty pictures out before the draft. Hey, look at this house we rented for the war room. But what is you doing with the picks, bro? Like if they ain't stepping up and playing no football, what's the point?
They just had a first round pick this past draft in like 6 years, bro.
Oh yeah, they GMs there after them picks, but still, like same thing with us. We ain't had that. We still been drafting studs. Martin Emerson is a baller, one of the best corners in the we still getting it done. We ain't had next year be our first time with a first rounder in like 4 seasons.
Yeah, JOK. I like.
Has turned. Yeah. So yeah, McVay, come on, show up, show out, do something. And the Cardinals, not as bad as the Panthers, but they're still not a consistent football team. Kyler Murray, who are you? You want to be a gamer? You want to be a quarterback? Show me.
Hey, but I will say this: the reason why I didn't put Cardinals last, well, I've been seeing them joint practices with the Cardinals and the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin and Jr. is putting like he's veteran quarterbacks in that damn spin cycle. He is. Oh my goodness.
But did you expect anything less though?
No, but I'm just saying, like, but when you see it, you like, damn, he is like that.
Yes.
He's
Like,
like, bro. Goodness.
aside
gracious.
from wide receiver being one of the most, easy to convert positions in college to pro, like he's one of those guy where not even him, the name, which you just knew, he got it. He's gonna be. I didn't have to, bro. I didn't have to see Christian McCaffrey play.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard Christian McCaffrey had a son going to Stanford, and he played running back, I was like, oh, he it. And I know he played running back because at the time when he chose that, running backs was getting paid. Yeah. If he knew what he knew now, Christian McCaffrey would have played receiver full time. But when he came up, running backs were still getting paid. But I knew he's gonna be a stick because I'm like, oh, he's gonna have the running skills. Bro, his dad gonna teach him how to catch that rock.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna know how to run routes. So he's gonna be a monster. That's right. You heard Marvin. You heard the name Marvin Harrison Jr. Did you think anything less than stuff? He got it.
But it's like you get flashes of his dad, but the physical difference is what.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
and that was the other thing. When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, he going to the Hall of Fame."
Oh, hey man, get his jacket ready now.
Hey, wait a minute. Marvin Harrison had a kid and he played football. Oh, he go. And what? He's 6'4".
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like literally, you're looking at just a very modernized version of his dad.
Yeah.
With a bigger body, and it's crazy. I'm like, because his dad was a problem. Marvin Harrison was a legit problem, and he, my goodness, technician, route runner, had a very decisive speed where you like, man, this dude ain't moving. Next thing you know, he's past you.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and the crazy thing with Junior is obviously you saw what he did at Ohio State. And like, oh yeah, he really that dude. But then when you see these joint practices, man, he's been giving them cold. Kenny Moore, which is probably another underrated good corner, can't do nothing with him. I'm just like, oh my goodness, Marvin Harrison Jr. is. I'm saying it right now. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm booking it.
Yeah,
I'm booking.
Yeah, easy work, easy.
No Caleb Williams, no other quarterback. Obviously, Michael Penix ain't gonna get it. He ain't gonna be playing unless Kirk get hurt. But no, Marvin Harrison Jr. Lock it in right now. Put your money down. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me about him is he's already dealt with concussion issues. I don't like that.
True.
Because we did like the Brown, like we got Denzel Ward. He's dealing with concussion, and I'm honestly afraid Denzel Ward may be out of football within the next 3 seasons.
And that's tough.
Like, yeah,
because he's a great player.
Yeah, like we saw Junior get knocked out of the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So that concerns me. Just hope he doesn't. And like I'm not on wood, But that's the only concern I have for him. Other than that, I think he has a glowing. He will one day be the highest paid receiver in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Hell, they might not even wait till his rookie contract expires. They just gonna add some money in here.
Bro, if he hits 1,500 yards right now, I'm holding out. 1,500 yards and over 10 touchdowns, I'm holding out. You hold out after your rookie year? Yup.
Rip that rookie contract. Let's rework it now.
I'm trying to get paid.
Hey, for real. Especially in this market with the way the wide receivers are going right now. Hell yeah.
Yep. And I'm young as hell. I don't mind sitting out a year.
Talk about
Oh
it.
man. All right, was that? Let's get out of here, man. It's late for the folks. Y'all know what we do. It's about that time. Those big questions, the big thing we talk about, and I feel it almost feels like we talked about it a little bit. I get DV and the little string we had on the black community kind of felt like some mental issues, but
Yeah.
the big three, man. How are you? Are you good? And what can I do for anything I can do for you? Or what do you need from me? Let me do it right for if somebody gets on me.
Yeah, no. Well, what I need from you, Bobby, is I need you to jump on my podcast and talk Browns football with me. That's what I need. No, really, that's what I need from you. So we'll work that out.
Yeah,
Because I've been behind the scenes. I've been interviewing some other content creators that do
absolutely.
they'll talk. So I always enjoy chopping it up, talking football with you. So that's what I need from you. Other than that, man, you always been stand up, always checking in on me, and then hitting me with the rundown of what we're gonna talk about. Nah, man, I am actually good, man. And because, believe it or not, because of one of the challenges that we started here, and
Oh, speak on it.
for those who you know follow my content, I started the Casey Taco Tour. So me, the wifey, and the kids will be going to a taco festival tomorrow in downtown Kansas City. So I can't wait to indulge in that, have fun with the family. Uh, Kids are back in school, so my mental is in a better spot now. So it's damn sure. So I'm getting some peace and quiet around the house.
Hey,
Here in school. Man, it's been a great week, man. Just been enjoying myself and the wifey, hanging out with her, and just been always staying busy between hustling to bring in some money and creating content. So mentally, I'm in such a great space right now. Hoping just keep stacking up these good days. So throw it back to you, man. How you doing? How's everything? How you feeling? And anything else you need from me to help you, my brother?
I'm good. Same man. School's starting, and man, that has opened up. Feel like a
Hey,
slave who got his freedom papers. Oh my god.
shut up, bro.
Oh wee.
I got my papers. I freeze.
I'm telling you, man. Your daytime schedule just like, oh, you ain't here. All right. Oh man. But yeah, that school is a blessing. School is a
Yes, it
blessing.
is. Yes, it
Um,
is.
but no, it's good. It's we're working with the youngin on his football. I should take him out tomorrow morning. We're gonna work on some feet work.
Nice.
Get him out there catching some passes, and see if we can't turn him into one of them highest paid receivers of all time.
Hey,
Uh, nah, just the same, man. Checking in and keeping me on task. That's all, man. I know I gotta get talking to somebody. I gotta get better on social media. Either that or I need to pay somebody, man. Well, I suck at social media, but you know, hey, we get it together. Um,
hey, Bobby. It's not a bad thing that you're not always on social media, man. That people forget the internet is not a real place, and sometimes it gets
yeah,
wild. Shit, bro.
yeah. Feel like Dave Chappelle stuck in that zone. That might be one of my favorite skits ever, man.
Oh, without a doubt,
Uh,
bro.
uh, yeah, you spoke on the challenges, man. What you got for the people this week?
Yeah, man. I just say, whatever city, town that you live in, get out there and explore your city.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of diamond in the rough you might find. You never know who you might run into that might be a missing link to unlocking something. Yeah, get out there and go enjoy your city, especially now that the weather is starting to cool off somewhat.
Mm.
And you better do it now because most people ain't. You get closer to football season, you ain't gonna, you ain't trying to do all
Right.
that.
Don't talk to me on Sunday.
Big facts. Leave me alone. College football starts next weekend, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hey, go explore your city, man. I've been having a joy exploring Kansas City and the surrounding area since I've been back for about the last year. Uh,
Hey,
uh, I left when I was 14, so when I came back a year ago, it's just been fun just exploring the city, man. So that's what I recommend, and get some fresh air, man. Change your scenery, man. Don't get caught into the same old routine you do every week. Work, home, work, home, work, home. So break up the monotony, folks.
all right, there we go. For me, it's my challenge for the week. I'm gonna keep it simple and plain, man. With that being said, for the parents out there and for the people without kids, school has started, so I'm gonna do two different challenges. Uh, for the people out there with kids, school has started, so you do have a little extra time to yourself. So even though you're getting that extra break, make sure at least an hour a day before bedtime. You do, make sure you give your kids that attention that they may miss now that they're not home all day. So still give them that hour of time. And I'm not talking about just down at the dinner table. Give them some random parts of your day. And I know you had it rough at work, but hey, come home, give them that time. Remember, you're a grown up. You can stay up till midnight. They shouldn't. I can say they can't. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
For the from the people who are living that single life or in a situationship and just don't have kids, um, go find some. Nah. No, if you do have relatives with kids, hey, pay them a visit. Say what's happening. Let them know you exist. For the uncles and aunts out there, hey, go be that aunt. Because the great part of being an uncle or an aunt is you can
Get 'em back.
leave. Right, you can leave and you can give them back. So go do that. Like I say, an hour. I know. When I was a kid, man, I see my aunts all the time. When they didn't live at home, they made sure they were present in my life. So. I don't know how much it helped. I'm still a nutcake, so uh, but it was nice.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, man, do that for the kids. Like we spoke on it today. It takes a village. Be a part of that village.
Mm-hmm.
Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Comes from Glenn Close. For those that don't know, Glenn Close, the actress, most known for her role in the original. I just had the movie. What's the name of the movie? Help me out. Help me out. Fatal Attraction. Thank you. The original Fatal Attraction. Great thriller. And yeah, go check it out, man. Old school movie. But her quote is, "What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversation." I repeat, what mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversation. Heard what the lady said, and that's what we try and give you every week. All right, what you got for the people before we get out of here?
Hey, man, same old, same old. Y'all know what it is, man. We talk about it at length, but make sure you put it into action. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other, man. Let's go enjoy life. We only get one shot at this thing, baby.
Absolutely. And as always, we are here. Oh, I forgot to hit the button. Hit the button. Follow the directions on your screen. That like button. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're not, turn notifications on so you know next time we are here and you can be heard, which is every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Pacific. You had to catch the beginning of the episode to get in on that, a little inside. But as always, if you don't like looking at our beautiful faces, remember you can catch every episode at midnight via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music. And with that being said, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate all the people in the chat, Rod, Auntie, GB, Allen. Appreciate y'all for being heard. And without further ado, till next time, and just make sure you keep Karl Malone away from the key.